Uh, hey guys, Spoink here. Hey guys, Spoink here today bringing us our draft recap for the Terminus Battle League, which is an upload-only league which I have just joined. If you may have noticed in a couple of Discord servers I'm with you, I may have advertised the draft stream while it was live, and you may have seen my team there, but this is just going to be an official recognition of my team and what it is, so I hope you enjoy. As the first pick of the draft, we had the 12th pick overall out of 14, I believe. And with the first pick, I drafted Landorus Therian. Landorus Therian is not a mon that I usually would draft regularly, but it is a mon I would like to draft. It is a mon that I would view as not something I am very good with, but a mon I feel like if I can run the basic sets, I think I can use it to its full advantage. Landorus Therian is very known because it's very good in the OU scene because it has the ability to intimidate, which can be very nice, compared with a nice bulk of 89 GP, 90 defense, and 80 spit def. It is a ground and flying type, making it 4 times weak to ice, which is something I'm going to try to cover later in the draft. It has a base 91 speed, which is not the best, but still very good. Landorus Therian also has momentum moves like U-turn. It can also stealth rock. It also has access to Sword Stance and Rock Polish, and it is one of my 2 Z move users. I believe it is my super Z user. In case I want to take advantage of something like Z Gravity, or just Z Sword Stance if my stats are lower. This mod has amazing coverage, though it does not have any flying moves besides Fly, which I can take advantage with Z. It has great ground coverage in Earthquake, and it also has some nice fighting coverage in Superpower. Also has Knockoff, Outrage, access to the hidden power, so it's a nice special attack stack of 105. And I feel like this mod may not be our kill leader because of other mods I've drafted, but I feel like it'll put a lot of offensive pressure on my opponents each week and force them to prep a certain way for it, because without this mod being checked, it can go rampant on our opponent's teams. In the round 2 pick, I decided to pick up Tracheon. You wonder, why would you pick up Tracheon in round 2? That mon usually isn't drafted because it's a tier 1 mon. Well, guess what? In this draft, Tracheon was tier 2, which made me realize this mon is probably worth drafting in this spot or else it will get taken. And I was right, because people told me afterwards they were going to draft it. And if you look at Tracheon, it actually is kind of similar to Landorus Therian. It has similar bulk in 91 HP, 90 defense, 90 speed def. Has a higher speed stat of 108, a lower attack of 129, but it does have a lower base stat total of 20 points. Tracheon is a fighting rock, which means it shares some of the same weaknesses Landorus has, key being water and grass, as you'll see later. But Tracheon has a better speed tier and access to a better offensive, I believe, a better offensive typing in fighting, and access to close combat, Stone Edge, another stealth rocker, another Sword Stance Rock Polish user, with access to many coverage moves in Iron Head, Poison Jab, Earthquake, Aerial Ace, even if I need to run that, and many others. Smon's just also going to be here. It probably will often be a Scarf or a Bander, as I did not draft the most speed. I need to get better at that. I will get better at that, but I haven't at the moment. And this mod is actually just a lot of pressure because I can just, if I can get it in for free with my momentum users like Landorus, I can just click close combat and something's going to take a chunk, or I can click Stone Edge, or I can even go for the potential sweep. This mod is very threatening. It can be Choice Band, Choice Scarf, Life Orb, Rock Z, Fight Z, any Z, because he is my offensive Z-Mon user, my second Z-Mon. It can also be Focus Sash if you need that, or even Assault Vest. I've seen that run. It's not the best set, but it does put in a lot of work. If you can also get a Sandstorm boost off, unfortunately I did not draft any Sand Centers in this draft. My next pick, when I saw this line around, I said I just had to take tier 1 Tapu Bulu, even though round 3 it does not benefit my first 2 picks of all grassy terrain, kind of hurting Landorus because I can't spam Earthquake, and I'm now even more weak to grass moves with Tracheon and Landorus. But I feel like I can manage that pretty well. It also is my third physical attacker, which is not the best thing. I want a more strong special base. And Bulu has some nice bulk and 70 HP, 115 defense, and 95 spit def, and a nice attack stat of 130, and a special attack 85, and an okay speed tier of 75. This mon, I did not put in my Z because I do not feel comfortable using Bulu as a Z-Mon user. I feel like it never gets to pull it off. as it's threatened by too many things. It likes other items more, like Life Orb, Choice Band, Choice Scarf, Leftovers, Assault Vest. One of my favorite sets to run is a Sub Leech Seed or Sub Swords Dance set, because not a lot of things can get through that. Or just 4 attacks Assault Vest to put chunks in things with Grassy Terrain, Wood Hammer, and Horn Leech hit for a crap ton of damage, and not many things can eat a lot of it. This mod is very good because of the defensive pressure and because I wanted to cover all my rock type or my ground type weaknesses with Grassy Terrain, even though it weakens Landorus and Tracheon to an extent. I feel like it'll be a big help to the team, and along with Landorus, it'll cause certain prep that I feel like I can use to my advantage. And in my next pick, round 4, so I had to grab Rotom Wash as a nice pivot to get into any of those 3 mons you said before, who I have said before, which are all very great offensive weapons. Rotom Wash, 50 HP, which isn't the best, 65 attack, but isn't a physical attacker. 107 defense, 107 special defense, are kind of where it shines with that 105 attack. Has a great spammable move in Hydro Pump, its only stab water move, but it also has great coverage, and it has Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Thunder Wave, Will-O-Wisp, Toxic, Shadow Ball, Dark Pulse, Sucker Punch if needed, Hex, and many others with a nice speed tier of 86, which is kind of good for its stats. Have a nice speed tier to pass it up, to put it on as a pivot, making it above base 200, above 200 speed at level 100 almost all the time, unless you go minus nature, 0 Ivies. This mod is great because I can feel like I can bring it in anytime, have it eat a hit, maybe get off a Defog, or Pain Split, or maybe just status something. And if I bring up something that I feel like I'm weak against, I can bring with a certain berry and I can try to disable it, or just hurt it with a Will-O-Wisp or a Thunder Wave. And this mod will be great because I can bring it in, I can switch out and get to one of my 3 earlier mons, Tapu Bulu, Landorus, Tracheon, depending on what I bring and depending on what has a better advantage at that point. Or I can stand and go for a Hydro Pump and deal massive damage because this thing is actually really good at being offensively awesome. It's a great mod. It's one of my favorite mods. I always love drafting a Rotom in a draft, and you're going to see that a lot by the more draft videos I post, because I feel like Rotoms are some of the best pivot mons and the best electric types in draft format that are cheap. Even though Rotom Wash is the most expensive, I feel like it is definitely the best because it has a spammable second stab and Hydro Pump. We're going to go on to the next mod, my round 5 selection. I chose Snorlax. You've seen me draft Snorlax a lot. You've seen me draft Rotom a lot. I just love drafting Snorlax because this thing is so fat. I may not get the most done with it, but it has a nice pair later on in the draft. Because this is a nice model with a great HP stat and a great speed F stat. The defense is lacking, but you can curse to fix that. Just the most common set. Agua, Berry, Curse, Recycle, Return, and then a coverage move. It's great at what it does, as long as it doesn't get tricked or it doesn't get paralyzed, but you can run a Rest set instead of a Gluttony Berry set with Thick Fat. And once this mod just gets set up to +1, it actually is really threatening because with 110 base attack, taking souls, and it's very hard to kill because of its high speed F and high HP with that +1 boosted defense. It's a great mod, even though it's not very fast. I feel like it'll do very great here because of its mate. It has a great coverage, has a return, it has Earthquake, Ice Punch, Seed Bomb, doesn't get Dream Punch. I think it's Superpower. Might get Thunder Punch, might get Fire Punch. I don't know all the rest, but this is a great mod, and we're going to go to my next pick. Decided after all those offensive mods, I wanted to draft 3 defensive mods in a row. And I drafted Reuniclus. Now I think this pairs well with my other mods, as I'm trying more like a pivot switch around team, get into an offensive mod. Reuniclus can fit that role because it has Regenerator. So if I can just switch it in, have it eat a hit, switch it straight back out, have it regenerate that HP right back, which it can do, and it has a nice 110 HP, 75 defense, and 85 speed F with 125 special attack. Now again, this mod is not very fast. And its move pool is not the greatest. You're probably most likely going to see me running maybe an Acid Armor, a Calm Mind, Psychic, Psyshock, Recover, Focus Blast. It's Shadow Ball. It definitely doesn't have the best move pool, but I feel like it's just so threatening. Even at just +1, this thing is so hard to kill. And if I don't want to run Regenerator, I can run Magic Guard and just have it have immune to a Toxic or Burn or Leech Seed, depending on what the opponent is and depending on what I need. I might just run that instead. This one I feel like will come a lot in a lot of matchups where the opponent doesn't have a powerful Dark type, and I can take advantage of that really easily. And I think looking at most of the other teams, most of them don't. and not a lot of teams have a lot of things to deal with Reuniclus when it gets set up even just a little bit. Anyway, going to my next one. This is my pair to Snorlax, Alolan Muck, the other Gluttony Curse user. Now when I saw this, I think this is late round 7. I said I need this one. It was a tier 3. My second and last tier 3 combined with Snorlax. And I feel like this is just a great mon because Poison and Dark Stab are really fun to use, plus a Pursuit user that's slow and bulky, with great HP, great attack, great speed up, good, better defense than Snorlax, but you're giving up some of that high HP in a great curse set with Gunk Shot, Knockoff, Ice Punch. I can even run Special. I can run Flamethrower, Fire Blast, or just Fire Punch if I want to be back physical and normal. Ice Punch. This thing has good coverage. This thing is threatening. This thing can just be Assault Vest if it wants to eat massive hits. I can run Poison Touch if I want to give more Poison chance. And this thing is faster than Smox, but this thing is not meant for speed, it's just meant for bulk. As you can see, I haven't drafted a lot of speed. My fastest right now is 108 Terrakion, which is not something I'm proud of. I think in my next few picks, I try to speed that up, get a better speed stat. And yeah, my next pick, I get Swallow. Swallow's a great mon because even though it looks like a lackluster stats with 60 HP, 60 defense, 50 speed F, has 125 base speed, which is great. Has 85 attack and 75 special attack, which you would not seem the greatest. But on the attack side, I can run Guts, Flame Orb, Facade, Brave Bird, Quick Attack, U-Turn, and just deal massive damage with that 1.5 times attack. Or on the special side, I can run Specs, Boom Burst, because this thing is just a great move pool for normal and flying type moves. And it has momentum with U-Turn, which is something I wish to see. This thing may not have the best coverage moves because it's forced to run Hidden Power, Air Slash, Boom Burst on the special side, and then Quick Attack, Brave Bird, Facade. It really has nothing to hit rocks and steals. Oh, on the special side, I wouldn't run Guts, I'd run Scrappy, which is great ability to hit ghost types with Boom Burst and just deal massive chunks, so there's not really a switch into it. My next mon, we're getting into my low tier mons. These are all tier 5s, and it's my Mega, which I actually did draft in the last round. This is Electivire. Decided I wanted a second pivot, or just a great offensive mon. I feel like Electivire isn't the most highly rated, even though it has good stats. 75 HP, 67 defense, and 85 speed def. Again, not the best defensively, but offensively it's 123 attack, 95 special attack, and 95 speed. Just allowed to go toe-to-toe with many things that just creep around the 90 speed tier. This thing is actually very good because it has a great coverage move pool, has Earthquake, Ice Punch, Fire Punch, Thunderbolt. It might Volt Switch, Wild Charge. Other things, Cross Chop, Low Kick, Return, which is usually everyone gets that. This mod is actually great because it has a nice coverage move pool, and I feel like it'll do chunks. I can bring a Band-Aid, I can bring a Life Orb, I can bring with a Berry if I want to one-shot a Garchomp, which I have done before with this mod, Ice Punch, and Shuck a Berry. Though every time they seem to go for rocks, expecting me to switch. This mod is great, and I feel like with its high speed style, I'll be able to take advantage of its Volterra momentum along with Rotom, Swallow, and Landorus to just get my offensive walls in and deal massive damage, which may be this thing, depending on the game and matchup. The next pick is Lapras. This thing is highly underrated, just because it has one of the worst defensive typings in the game in Water, Ice. This thing has 130 HP, 80 defense, 95 special defense, 85 attack and special attack, and 60 speed. It may not look like much, but this thing does have Water Absorb, giving it great immunity, but it's very weak to a lot of types, because Water does not cover any of Ice's weaknesses except Fire. But even then, that's still neutral. But this thing has a nice move pool with good Ice and Water stabs and Hydro Pump and Ice Beam. It also has access to Thunderbolt. It also has access to Heal Bell, Sing, Perish Song. I think it has Whirlpool, I'm not sure. This thing's just been a great mon. I feel like without a powerful, super effective type on their team to hit it with, it's not going to take a lot of damage. Even then, if it's non-stab, I don't think it will take the whole most unless it's a really overpowered attacker. I feel this mon can stand toe-to-toe with a lot of threats and just wear them and whittle them down. I think it will win out in the Star War. I feel like this mon will be really good, and it's just underrated right now. And it also has access to one of the best sets in the game, Dragon Dance Lapras. That's right, this mon can Dragon Dance. +1. What's eating those ice shards? Those waterfalls? No one. That's right, this mod is the best. This mod is a threat. Don't sleep on it. And my next and final tier 5 mod is Flareon. Now, I've never used Flareon before in draft, and it's something I've wanted to use because its stats look very interesting with Guts and Flash Fire, giving it 2 good abilities, but not the best defensive stats of 65 HP, 60 defense, 110 speed F, and that 25% from rocks. And also combined with that 65 speed does not give it the best thing, but it has 130 attack, so this thing can survive and maybe get up a flame charge. It can blow back things with a Guts boosted Facade or Flare Blitz. Even on the special side, this thing has 95 special attack. I can run Fire Blast, Flamethrower, Heat Wave. This thing definitely doesn't have the best stab. I think the only coverage move it has is really Superpower and maybe Dig, but who's going to run Dig? No, but I feel like this mon can come a lot because of its really good speed offense, really good offensiveness. I can run it defensively if I need to. I can run it offensively. Just depends on the week, depends on the matchup. And this is my fire type. And we're going to hopefully see that this thing do well and get positive in the kill death ratio, and at least come in more than 4 games. And finally, my last mon is Mega Scizor. Now this mon is great with that 70 base HP, 140 defense, and 100 for def. You can run this thing bulky, and this thing never dies. So it's a nice speed tier of 75 and 150 base attack with Technician. Now, Technician's great because those bullet punches are going to be hitting with 90 base power with stab included. And those bug bites, they'll be hitting for 135. And you can also Swords Dance, you can also Roost, you can Defog. Just watch out for Fire types move, which is also the reason I kind of want to draft it a Flash Fire in Flareon to cover it. And or a Lapras. This thing is really bulky. It has good coverage. It can be a good pivot with U-turn. You can run defensively, just 100 max attack, max defense, bullet punch, U-turn, Roost, Defog. Or you can run some crazy Sword Dance, Baton Pass, Superpower, Bug Light, Knockoff. This thing has great coverage and just great power, and this thing will do a lot of damage. Anyway, overall, here is my draft team. You can see all the mons here. And that will be the end of the video, and this will be Spoink signing off. I hope you all enjoyed.